Money Radio, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. It's always a lot of fun to get together with Laura Bramnick from TalkRealEstateAZ.com. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Sinclair.
Good to see you again.
Great to have you back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Yes. Let's talk today about, last time we got together, we talked about the state of real estate, an overview, wrap-up of 2015, and we'll look forward a little bit to 2016 for residential real estate. But you also work in commercial real estate as well.
Yeah, I work in commercial, and commercial is very different than residential.
Very different.
And there's many different types of commercial. But the good news is that there's a surge in demand. In the third quarter of 2015, vacancy rates are 17.6%, 1% lower than a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's slowly getting better, and rents have increased 1.6% from the third quarter to the previous first two quarters of 2015.
Just a mild increase, really.
Yeah, mild increase. But then, if we break it down, it turns out that medical, specifically on-campus medical, which they means on the grounds of the hospital property, their vacancy rates have decreased, which means that there's more demand for those.
Right.
But off-campus space is below 2014 levels. So it looks like there's more demand, the closer you are to the hospital that you're affiliated
For a while,
with.
they were kind of doing office condo setups.
Yes. They still do that, and it's very common to have the doctor's office literally across the parking lot from the hospital.
Yeah. By the way, when we talk about office condo, I remember we talked about this. There are really some unique circumstances that people need to be aware of. And if anybody is considering purchasing an office condo, I would advise them to talk to you first.
Yeah, we've had some issues with office condos, with parking and CC&Rs and things like that. Now, industrial is slowing, construction is slowing for industrial, but sales have increased about 5% in the third quarter of 2015. Vacancy has remained about 12% over the last 18 months. So, that it looks like most of the markets are doing fairly well. One increases, the other stays steady. Shopping centers, they showed the greatest increase in activity, but not prices. Prices are slightly lower.
I think that makes a lot of sense as you look around at some of the shopping centers where there are grocery outlets and things like that. There have been a lot of vacancies over the past few years.
And they're big spaces to fill. I think the reason that there's an increase in activity is that businesses look for a good deal because they know that big space is vacant. It's got to be costing the owner a lot of money.
And as you say, the price hasn't gone up, so there are still some deals to be found out there.
However, office sales have shown the highest increase for 2015.
Okay.
So office space, which is usually more professional. Retail vacancy has dropped below 10%, so that's good, and rents have increased. So we're doing okay. Multifamily.
We're showing some growth again.
Yeah, we're showing some growth, and the more we in Arizona can offer jobs.
That's the key to
That's the
everything.
key to the residential market. It's also the key to the commercial market.
Sure.
And
you got to have a job, and if you've got demand that you go out and hire, you might also be needing some more space or a new space for your business.
Well, also, we do try to attract companies here.
Sure.
Large companies, and we have a good standard of living overall in Arizona, and we have. Obviously, the sun shines here virtually every day. The lifestyle, we have close proximity to LA and Vegas, skiing, hiking, all kinds of activities. But one of the negatives is our education system in Arizona is considered like 49th.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people don't want to move here.
We're in a battle with Mississippi, I think, for
Yeah.
the bottom spot.
And so if we could improve our education and the money we put to, we would attract more businesses. That's the thinking.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me too,
Because
because.
I've actually talked with some people who said, oh, you live in Arizona, it seems like a nice place, but I wouldn't want to raise my kids there.
Yes, no, that's true. I've
And
heard
I
that
remember
too.
when I first heard that, I was like, really?
Yeah.
And of course, then they brought up education.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
It's, so multifamily, vacancy is below 6%. This means rents will increase.
Mhm.
Average rents have increased 7.4% over the previous year. And sales of multifamily property has increased by 7% over 2014. Now land sales, they've slowed a little bit for single family, but this is expected to be short term. The builders have bought the land, they're now doing all their infrastructure. Once they get some of that sold, they're gonna buy more land.
They'll be looking for more.
Yeah, the strength of the housing market drives sales. Residential use makes up 50% of the land sale market.
Okay.
So, so with job growth comes the commercial market and also the residential market.
Good information, Laura. And if anybody's in the market, buying, selling, or if you just have a question about real estate, maybe an issue with a landlord-tenant issue, maybe something to do with homeowners associations, all sorts of issues that you deal with as a real estate attorney.
Yeah, in the commercial market, you have issues that you don't have in the residential market, like zoning and permits.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's other factors, like in commercial rents, you have cap rates. So you definitely want to do your homework if you're in the commercial market.
You can help.
I can help.
Laura Bramnick from TalkRealEstateAZ.com. That's the website, TalkRealEstateAZ.com. And the phone number, 480-624-2705. Laura answers her own phone, so call 480-624-2705, 480-624-2705. Laura Bramnick, all the best for a happy and healthy and prosperous 2016. Thank you.
Same to you and all the listeners, Sinclair.